Hey, I'm Ralphie0411, the creator of Pan Simulator. And the reason I am making this video is that one question I have been asked countless times throughout the game's history, and especially by newer players, is how to actually play the game. And it is because of this that I realized that there is no proper in-game tutorial upon first joining the game. So I am pleased to announce that this is currently being worked on, and I am working on figuring out how I can incorporate it into the game. However, as I am human, that will take a long time, especially considering that I have things to take care of in my personal life as well. The summer of 2023 is drawing to a close, and that means going back to school. And in addition to development, I also want to put my life first and spend time with my family and friends, as well as other projects, personal projects, and work projects in general, while working on Pan Simulator whenever I can. So for the time being, I'm creating this YouTube tutorial that should hopefully serve as a useful guide to getting started with the game until this tutorial system can be rolled out. I had previously created short-form videos on this topic regarding how to play Pan Simulator on platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, but they never really were a comprehensive and complete guide about the entire game, and this video should change that. Before I get into the tutorial, however, I want to clarify that all information in the game is accurate as of August 2023 and probably summer 2023 as a whole. If you are watching this at a later date, it is important to note that the game may not look exactly how it does in the video when you join the game. This is because things change as time goes on, and Pan Simulator is no exception. The game has seen a lot in its history, and even looks entirely different now than it did less than a year ago. To further bring up my point and prove it, it has even gotten to the point that the trailer from fall 2022 for the game will eventually be reworked, as there is a lot of work that needs to be done regarding it, and it shows a heavily outdated version of the game. There is a video on the channel covering the history of the game, which many of you in the current Pan Simulator community have probably seen. But for newer players, I'm going to leave a link in the top right of the screen now if you want to check that out. And now I don't expect the major game mechanics to change, but it is a good idea to keep this in mind as the game evolves. So pricing of items, gameplay mechanics, UI, or features, or anything else really that you could think of may change in the future. With that being said, however, let's get started with the tutorial. So instead of using my main account, I decided to use Pan Simulator's Roblox account to record this tutorial instead, as it is a good idea of what the game will look like for newer players. So as you may be able to see, every player gets a starter pan in their inventory. And the controls generally vary by platform, but you take out the pan from your inventory. And once you have done so, it should appear in your hand as such. And I believe this applies to all platforms, but I think there is always a blue outline around the tool when you equip it as shown here. Now to actually play the game was built and functions like a typical simulator game on Roblox that you may have probably played before. So you just click or tap on your screen to get smashes. And you can see the total amount of smashes in the red text on the left of the screen, which is the smashes indicator. Notice how every time I click, the amount of smashes I have increases on the left hand side. As long as you have more than 0 smashes, you can exchange these smashes in the sell areas for coins. And in the default starter area, it is placed right here in front of the yellow cell building, although there are more sell areas in the different areas as you progress, which we will cover later. And to sell, just touch the yellow ring, and it will convert all your smashes that you currently have to coins. And this is technically the main point of the game, although the game is being worked on consistently to make it better. Smashes alone outside of selling currently serve no function except for one thing we will get into in just a second. Coins are the primary currency of the game and serve as the requirement for the majority of the different functions within the game. And with that basic introduction out of the way, I figure it's time I go into detail about the main functions of the game. Let's first talk about the global leaderboards. There are 3 global leaderboards, all with their own distinct color. The leaderboard for coins has yellow lights around it, while the leaderboard for Rebirths has turquoise lights around it, and the leaderboard for smashes has pink lights around it. They function the way you would expect a leaderboard to work. The players with the highest stats are the players at the top of the leaderboards, be it smashes, rebirths, or coins. This is the use for smashes that I just mentioned, as you can grind to be on the leaderboards if you like. However, keep in mind that this may take an extraordinary amount of effort, and the chances are pretty slim, and with the rising player base, It is best not to make this the entire reason you're grinding the game out, at least until after you finish the game and no new unlockable content is available at that moment. Next, let's touch upon the in-game shop. While I may add more shops and shop locations in the future, at the current moment the only shop in the game is also located in the start area right in front of the blue shop building. This is where you are able to use your coins to purchase better pans and then later equip them. And typically the harder or more expensive a pan is to obtain, the better it is. Better pans usually look better cosmetic wise and give more smashes per click. As always, you can equip them after you've purchased them depending on your preferences in terms of pans. Next, let's touch upon another key aspect of the game, which is pets. At the current moment, pets usually serve as an add-on to your experience, although they can provide a slight boost in smashes, meaning that they can provide an advantage if you are trying to grind out the game. The better the pets are, the more smashes they tend to give, and the cooler they overall look. To hatch a pet, you hatch the egg if you have enough coins by pressing the E button or by pressing E on your keyboard if you have one. The other buttons are unlocked using Gamepasses. Although I plan on changing this in the future, as of today, R allows you to triple hatch, meaning that you can hatch up to 3 pets at once, and T allows you to auto hatch, meaning you can keep hatching eggs over and over again as long as you have enough coins to carry out these functions. Triple hatching requires 3 times the coins, hence hatching 3 eggs at a time compared to 1, and auto hatching hatches 1 egg at a time until the amount of coins drops below the price of the egg. You can get better pets by hatching eggs in further areas, which will be shown shortly. Additionally, the rarer a pet is, the lower percentages, and the better the pet tends to be. And I'm saying this based on my future goals for the game, so take this with a grain of salt. These are just ideas for the time being, but it is possible that there may also be limited time pets for holidays or events, or pets that are redeemable using codes, which we will get into soon. And to equip, unequip, or delete pets, click the blue paw icon, and it will show your pet inventory. A multi-delete system and other features are also being worked on as well. Now let's demonstrate another key aspect of the game, which is unlocking areas. So when you reach enough coins to unlock the next area, you can purchase it, and upon doing so you are able to go through the door into the area. And purchasing better areas means progressing more throughout the game, and the price of an area is displayed on the door. Let's talk about a seemingly interesting aspect, which is rebirths. And rebirths are common in many games on Roblox, especially simulator games. But in Pan Simulator's case, despite the game being in beta, rebirths are still constantly being worked on. At the current moment, rebirthing has some weird glitches that affect the price indicators visually, although it always starts out at 15,000 coins and then increases by that amount every time you rebirth. So for example, if I rebirth once I rebirth again, the price is now 30,000 coins. And currently all areas are erased, along with any stats you have received. At the moment, pans are erased, although this is being worked on. I plan on allowing players to keep their pets once the rebirth has been done. And the rebirths also currently serve no purpose besides leaderboards, which is similar to Smashes, although I can confirm to you all that all the benefits, rebirth benefits as a whole, will arrive sometime in a future update. And to rebirth, just click the green refresh button. Now let's talk about other additional features. On the left hand side of the screen is the orange mute button, which allows you to mute the in-game background music. In addition to using the mute button is synced for those with keyboards by pressing the M key. So that means that you can press M on your keyboard to mute and unmute the background music. And if you look next to the green cell button, which by the way teleports you to the starter area in front of the cell building with a 3-second cooldown, you will notice a blue button with the old Twitter logo, or before they rebranded, but I can't really be bothered to call it X. The old Twitter logo. Codes are frequently given out, and they are created by me, and either I will give them out myself, or I will allow someone like a content creator or staff members to release it. And generally, it is a good idea to check out Pan Simulator's socials for codes, along with the wiki, which I will touch upon later in the video. And on top of that, here's the free code here. The code is tutorial. And in addition, I plan on an event. Currently, codes now give you only coins, although I plan on allowing codes to give you something, well, other than coins in the future. Other benefits to codes, really. Next, let's talk about settings. And settings were added into Pan Simulator in fall 2022 as a basic version and were eventually worked on heavily throughout the winter, along with the springs and summers of 2023. And settings are always being updated and development on them will continue for the time being. And to view settings, you click the black settings button. And currently, the following settings are in game, which I will go over right now. So you can enable or disable the pop-up effects that appear when you gain or lose smashes or coins. So for example, that little text up there, I can enable that or disable that and it'll appear or won't appear based on your preferences. And for those with lower end devices or who prefer the game without shadows, shadows can be toggled on or off depending on your needs, as you'll see here. And you can also change the mode in the game to daytime or nighttime. Although many have commented that nighttime mode looks better in the game, the choice really is up to you. And particles, like the fountain particles, which are not loading here for some reason right now in this current game session, particles in some areas and the particles of some pans that you may see in game can be toggled on or off depending on your preference. And in-game sound effects can also be enabled or disabled. So if you want to turn off sound effects and mute the music for a fully quiet experience, but still be able to hear others on voice chat or players walking or dying, for example, this is achievable. And this next setting is highly experimental, but I believe it makes the game better, and I don't see myself removing it in the future. It is a text-to-emoji system that functions in a similar fashion to Discord's text-to-emoji system. So you could type something in colons, like the skull emoji for example, and it will convert to emoji. This can be toggled on or off, and it will appear or not depending on what you choose. However, something that is extremely critical to note is that when this feature is enabled, a current bug, which I'm working on fixing, is that private messaging between two players, or whispering, does not function. This is something to keep in mind, so if you want to continue whispering to another player, you may have to reconfigure this onto off, which you can see here. As settings do save throughout game sessions, and new ones are consistently being added all the time. And that pretty much is a setting system. So with that being said, I'm going to be talking about the different game passes and coin shops, which can be viewed by clicking the red button with the shopping cart. So for those who want to skip to the next part of the video, feel free to do so. Before I get into this, I need to clarify again that new Game Pass icons are being worked on, and new Game Passes may get added or even removed in future updates depending on what decisions are made in the future, and pricing may change as well as more benefits are added or removed. Currently, these are the current Game Passes and the benefits that they provide. So the VIP Game Pass costs 345 Robux, and as of now provides you access to the VIP area containing a VIP chest that gives 2,500 coins every 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Players also receive an exclusive VIP chat tag along with more benefits that are currently being worked on. This is a demonstration of how the VIP chest works, and this is how the VIP area looks like as of today. You walk up to the treasure chest right here, down the red carpet, and touch the white ring, and that's how you collect the coins. And that's how the VIP chest works. Now let's cover the 2x speed game pass, which is 50 Robux. And now it allows you to walk 2 times faster than any of the other players in the game who don't have the game pass. So this is how the default walk speed is in the game for normal players. And this is on my main account with the 2x walk speed game pass from a farther distance, which obviously shows how much quicker you move with the game pass. Next, let's talk about the other game passes within the game. The 2x coins game pass for 75 Robux gives you 2x coins whenever you sell your coins. So for example, I have 4 smashes right now, and if I were to sell them with the game pass, I would get 8 coins instead of 4. And this is because the 2x coins game pass, it essentially takes your smashes amount, multiplies that by 2, and then gives you that back in coins. And the 2x smashes game pass for 85 Robux does essentially the exact same thing as the 2x coins game pass, with the difference being that instead of multiplying coins by 2, it multiplies smashes by 2 whenever you gain them. And the 2x health game pass, which you'll see here for 75 Robux, gives you twice as much health as regular players, and the reasons you will see visually, and it will be discussed in a little bit later in the video. And the faster hatch game pass for 96 Robux is currently being repaired as it broke. but its primary function is to give you the ability to skip the egg hatching animation and hatch eggs instantly. So you would be able to skip that egg hatching system, the egg hatching animation I mean, and there will be a skip button on top, and you can skip that and just equip, unequip, delete your pets instantly. And finally, not finally, but close to finally I guess, the triple and auto hatch game passes are not currently listed in the shop, but they give you the triple and auto hatch capabilities within the egg hatching systems described previously in the pets section of the video, with the triple hatch game pass costing 81 Robux, with the auto hatching game pass costing 100 Robux. And I did not talk about the fast swing game pass for 145 Robux. I didn't demonstrate it because that would be very hard to demonstrate, but it gives you a significantly reduced cooldown in between pan clicks compared to regular players, and it's pretty noticeable. And you can also purchase coins using Robux by pressing the buy coins button, and you can buy either 10,000 coins, the prices are displayed on the screen, for 25 Robux, 50,000 coins for 45 Robux, 200,000 coins for 96 Robux, 500,000 coins for 145 Robux, a million coins for 245 Robux, and a whopping 5 million coins for 515 Robux. So that is the Game Pass and coins purchasing function of the game. Finally, let's cover a few final things. So the first is the purple teleport button, which allows you to teleport to areas you have already unlocked. And you can select the area and then teleport to it. And so, for example, if you click it and you don't own the area, it will not work. But if you own the area, for example, now here, and I try to teleport to it, it will work. And also, just as a side note, I am considering upgrading the UI in the future, as it does, I will admit, look very basic as of right now. So for the last major aspect in the game, let's talk about PvP, which is a community favorite and also something that I enjoy doing with members of the Pan Simulator community. So PvP allows you to fight other Pan Simulator players using pans. And as you go in the shop and upgrade pans, you can see that, well, this is how the game works, but the better your pans are, they do slightly more damage. And this is why in the live streams, starter pans are enabled, because they do the same amount of damage. They're the weakest pans in the game. And in addition, and there's a lot of stuff, and I'm planning on doing with PvP in the future, but I would like to show you visually, as you can see here, you can actually see what it looks like up close. We're going to provide you a live demonstration. So my friend here is Star, or Starmy Dust, however you want to call it. He's been my close friend for as long as I can remember, and I am grateful to have him in my life. And this is Lego, who you all may know, and is a member of our the super top secret Silly Club. And it consists of, it used to be Thunder, but now it's mostly Lego, Levkey, and me, and we just do silly things. It also has Scree in there, and other people we may eventually add in the future. So here is the PvP demonstration. And you can see 3, 2, 1, go. And we're gonna watch this. So yeah, you can clearly see they're fighting. There's PvP zones and usually all around the map, but there are also safe zones where you are immune to PvP, around eggs and in the starter area when purchasing shops, for example, which is a good thing to have, honestly. And honestly, it's a good thing to have. So as you can see, Lego has won this PvP fight, as he wins the majority of fights for some reason, probably because he keeps grinding Pan Simulator so much. And to close off this video, I would like to say that there is a Pan Simulator wiki that is currently being worked on. It has a lot of work to go before it's even close to completion, and probably will never be finished because Pan Simulator is constantly updated. But it will provide a lot more information on Pan Simulator as time goes on. As you can see here, I would like to say thank you to my closest friends for helping me record this video, such as Star and the members of the Silly Club. I'm thinking we could possibly add Star to the Silly Club, even though it's really hard to get in. I'll throw the members of the Silly Club along with their roles up on screen now. And if you want to keep updated with Pan Simulator news on this channel, subscribe so you don't miss a video, all of that. And just to repeat, all this information in the video is accurate as of August 2023. And if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments, along with any suggestions or feedback you may have. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you liked. And if you do not like the video, then give it a thumbs down. And please, 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 please tell me what I could have done better in the comments, because this is the longest video I have ever recorded. And I will honestly love to have better feedback. And regardless, I want to thank you for watching the video. It really means a lot to me. I just like creating these videos for you guys, because I know it makes a lot of you happy. And I just hope you all have a great day. Peace out, everybody.